are into the groove at 5 o'clock. And why wouldn't we be? Because this is an amazing, amazing place to be. A pool outside, great vibe, and a great guest. Because here I am. I have Fiona Lin Ferrier, who leads Appier's US and EMEA business team. And I think it's in your DNA because when I look at everything you did, you were VP of Business at Chartboost, so a leading mobile app acquisition and ad monetization platform where you also helped in businesses of all sizes, helping them overcome complex business challenges. Fast forward and you're at Appier, and the focus is on providing AI-powered full funnel tech solutions from user acquisition all the way through engagement, conversions. It is where you're meant to be. And it's also a very, very hot topic. So I'm excited to jump into that with you. But of course, everyone is more than a title. You have a great title, but you also have an interesting life because you're a native of Taiwan, currently living in San Francisco. In your free time, you enjoy yoga, meditation, spending quality time with your two sons. And that sounds like what it really should be. Spending quality time is so important. What else gets you into the groove?
I think it's really starting something new. So in 2009, I packed up my bag, moved from Taiwan to the US to pursue my master's degree in marketing. And then in 2013, I joined Chartboost to expand their US business to APAC, China, Japan, Korea to follow. And then with Appier in 2020, I expanded their market from APAC to US and EMEA, right? I think it is really ingrained in me, like starting something new that really excites me, that put me in the groove.
I like that. I like that a lot, starting something new. And it takes a lot to do that. I mean, to be honest, it's not about just having your goals, but also, in your case, inspiring others, because an aspect you don't find very often is someone who's genuinely interested in helping marketers be a better version of themselves. And in particular, first-generation immigrants who have maybe the ideas or the energy, but maybe not entirely what they need to go after that dream like you did. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so what keeps me motivated, I've been in the industry for over 10 years, right? But I do find it very motivated to help. There are a lot of UA marketers that has similar background like me, first-time immigrant, first-generation immigrant. I think was born in Taiwan, Chinese, the Confucius culture is ingrained in me, like you put your head down, you work hard. And I feel like a lot of marketers do, they are exactly the same way, right? They might not be good with self-promotion. They might be struggling with the confidence issue. And I can totally see that in myself as well. So I really think part of why I'm really excited about my job is really help them to be better at their job, to help them and to also build them up to build their confidence, and just to make sure I reassure them that they are really good at their job, they are doing great, and then just help them to be confident in themselves.
That's beautiful, because it all starts with helping someone up the ladder, just reaching out and helping them, and then it helps again, and it makes this beautiful circle of, just one at a time.
Thank you.
Doing something. So I do admire
I believe that too.
I really do admire that. And especially, I have to say, also for women in particular, it's very, very important to help and to mentor. So you are in your element here. You're passionate about all things digital and partnering with brands, digital marketers, companies driving their business goals through AI-powered marketing solutions. And that sums up what you love about being at Appier. But for the rest of us who don't know about Appier and what brought you there, tell us a little bit more about the company.
Yeah, sure. So Appier is an AI-based full funnel ad tech market company. We have solutions from user acquisition, retargeting to customer engagement and conversions. We believe that AI is agnostic. It's across verticals, without boundaries, and then it's supposed to help you every step of the funnel. So yeah, we are not just a DSP. We are not just a campaign automation for for ASA, for Meta, for Google, we are a full funnel solution here. Use AI to solve industry challenges.
I was really impressed, not just by your company, but the people behind it. I mean, some serious street cred. And I'm always excited when we're talking about a brand new disruptive space, AI. And then we have people who are founders who want to disrupt the industry. Tell me a little bit about that. I don't think we understand that as much.
Yeah. So my founder, the CEO today, even we are public and now, still the founder, the CEO today, CH, master's from Stanford, PhD from Harvard, very, very solid tech background, started his business in garage in Boston.
Wow.
And then 700 people we have across 17 offices. Half of them are engineers, data scientists, right? There is this contest called KDD Cup. It's basically the biggest data mining contest in the world. And the Appier's data science team has won the championship 7 times.
I'm blown away by that. That's amazing.
Yeah. It shows you the technology behind like all of the campaigns, our support here. Yeah.
That is incredible. That means if you've been winning those contests, then that is all going into the product as well. So it's an exciting company, exciting space, generative AI, massive topic. I'm excited about it because I'm that type of person, but many people, there are misconceptions. There's a little bit of even fear when we think about what it is for the marketers. Where have you been able to see that they have made gains? How are you helping them be better marketers?
Yeah, so I have to say that Gen AI is really disrupting in terms of keyword and publisher expansion, right? The whole targeting expansion, which is a very big challenge for the industry to solve. So just one example, we were promoting an ice cream brand. So just naturally, you would think about the keywords to target are food delivery or any sort of the competitive brands. But Gen AI, at that time, we were targeting specifically users in Singapore, like this ice cream brand wants to acquire users in Singapore. At that time, we didn't realize actually people in Singapore, because it's the summertime, super hot, when they are walking their dogs, especially because during the pandemic, a lot of people like adopting dogs and all that. When they are walking dog, it's hot outside and they will be thinking about eating ice cream. So that's actually dog walking is the best keyword to target. Isn't that fascinating? And even staycation as well. At that time during COVID, also a lot of staycation. People are just Netflixing and just eating ice creams. So there are quite some really interesting keywords that human brains might not be thinking of. But because of AI's help, it helps us to constantly testing out new ideas. And it's 24/7, like what's trending in Japan, it might not be the same as what's trending in the US, right? AI will help you to test that 24/7 and across different geos that you're trying to target.
I like that holistic approach. You understand then, what is going on at the moment. Well, it understands because that's what's helping us is that it understands what's going on and therefore can say this keyword might sound very odd, but it absolutely does fit.
Absolutely.
One bonus about this is, of course, you have connected to ChatGPT as well. So you've connected with them. I just want to understand what that means because the first thing you think of is, okay, better ad copy. Right. But it's probably a lot more than that.
Yeah. So very, very good question. So one implementation that we have adopted in dating specifically is that if there's an advertiser's source image, what we can do is with the source image with a little bit of reference. For example, if they want to market in Japan, or in Korea, the profile of their creatives should look very different. For example, the Korean ladies would like more of the glowing type of makeup or skin type. You can have the Gen AI to test out different kind of creatives with earrings, without earrings, different skin tones, different ethnicity, and also background as well. It can be in a hiking, in an outdoorsy background, or it can be in more of a library background, to target different kind of audiences, right? So we know creative is a big pain point in the industry. UA marketers just don't have that much time to come up with different ideas and to produce that many different creatives. So what we can do is combine Gen AI to help us to produce various creatives with different audiences. So we kind of put all of that, use Gen AI to help us to come up with new ideas, to keep generating new creatives to solve. That's just one of the examples that there are multiple experiments that we are running with Gen AI.
Not just that, it's not just the creativity, but you're using it also to create, understand, and I wouldn't say target as much as engage audiences, right audience, right creative, right context, building those audiences. So it's not just like this creative would work with this audience, but this helps me understand and engage this audience even more deeply.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely right. In here, we even combine something we call deep learning in our audience segmentations. So deep learning basically look into 10,000 data points or figures in any given time, right? Basically, every user behavior, how frequent have they have that behavior? How recently have they had that behavior? And the time of the day, and the even device level, the battery level, device type, device OS, we take all of that into consideration to identify certain audiences that drive the best ROAS for our advertisers, right? So that's how we are able to make sure that we achieve the efficiency now the advertisers are looking for, especially when I think this year the market is a little bit challenging. It is really important to make sure that every dollar they spend has a ROAS that's tied with it, return on ad spend. So. Yeah.
And what's interesting about these data points, because everyone is talking about data, first of all, it's constrained, but it's really making the most of everything. I mean, I remember it must have been maybe 2 years ago, people saying there's so much device data. There's so much there. We must be able to use that somehow. And in the early days, this was just saying, okay, well, it's a high-end device, therefore it could be an affluent audience. So I'll take that. I mean, take anything you can get, really, any signal. And you've put these together in a very methodical way to allow me to identify and segment audiences.
Correct. You explained it well.
I might take a job. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So we're talking about how to make advertising more effective by actually understanding all the data points and using that. But it also has to be, to some extent, emotive, creative, inspiring.
Absolutely.
Is that part of what AI can do?
Absolutely. One of the key benefits of Gen AI is that you can allow different tones. You can tell Gen AI you want it to be a confident tone, or you want it to be more empathetic, or you want it to be a little bit more friendly, right? So the tones that the Gen AI can rewrite the response for you. One of the implementation is, instead of a standard answer, so Gen AI can help you to generate different kind of responses based on different situations.
And you have that also with the chatbot, which is very interesting. So that must be what you mean. You can generate the responses and bring that in. Maybe you can tell me about some use cases. It's very interesting to say, okay, you can be more empathetic, or the tone, but are there specific verticals? Are there specific apps? Are there specific examples you could share?
So yeah, back to the dating one we just spoke about. So we do found this is very interesting in dating, that because different audiences do prefer different kind of profile photos, different kind of creatives. So we are running a lot of experiments on the skin tone, so different audience that will see completely different images. The marketers don't have to make those on their own. The Gen AI will generate those images for them. So there's a little bit cultural difference that sometimes for US marketers to advertise their app across globally, they wouldn't be able to come up with those nuances on their own. So it's good for AI to do the testing for them. And then marketer can focus more on their strategy.
Very good point I wasn't thinking about, which is just that, the global launch or global apps, because there you want to focus on things like maybe just, getting it right, but not thinking about all the permutations and all the different types of creatives, and also the keywords that are going to be locally really important. But you wouldn't know. There would be no way to understand that. So localization is so important.
It's so important that we also see the holidays in Japan are completely different. The festivals in the US, right? So the fact that, and then when there's a big holiday there, or when there's a big competitor in that given geo is doing some sort of promotion that will affect your user behavior, affect your creative strategy. And then you want AI to help you to capture the dynamic of the user behavior change of the creative analysis right away, instead of, when the US wake up, might not know what's going on and it's already too late to launch that promotion.
Again, I said at the start, it's a great space. I'm excited by it. But again, there are misconceptions. There are fears. I'd like to address a few of those because you've been so straightforward in giving these different examples and answers. So I want you to be edgy. I want you to be yourself, Fiona. I want you to tell me, straight out. Let's talk about it. Fear factor, right? Marketers fear that AI will replace their jobs.
What I think is embrace it. Embrace the technology, right? Use the technology to do the work for you. For example, I am on the partner side, so I talk to different kind of clients in different verticals. I even use ChatGPT to manage my team as well. I asked ChatGPT, as my trusted advisor, like, how do you motivate your employees? How do you manage your remote employees? So like really embrace the technology and use it to your benefit, so we can do our job better to be more effective and efficient.
I have to say, I really like that, Fiona, because I hadn't thought about that, but asking it, how can I motivate others? So in other words, it's, in a way, it's a multiplier. It augments, it makes things better than they are currently. So you could be better at motivating, better at helping. The other myth is very interesting. AI is plug and play. That's what I'm reading a lot. And it takes all the fun, all the creativity, all the adventure out of marketing. That's what I've been reading. What's your response?
I feel like everybody's time is limited. The fact that if AI can help take some manual work out of every marketer's daily job, right? So that they don't need to spend their time on changing budgets and bids based on the performance, like AI can do the testing, the campaign management for them, so that they can focus more on, what are the new ideas? What are the new strategy they should spend their UA activities on?
Or spend some quality time
with their family.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I like that thought. Look with me to the future of marketing, right? Let's talk about the future marketer. A great quote I heard, and this is from an interview, and it stuck with me. And the whole idea was, no, it will not replace marketers, but people who can use AI will replace them. So it won't replace you, but people who can use AI will replace you. And that was the whole idea there. You're passionate about marketing. How can marketers embrace this? What are some tips? What do they need to be, in other words, to really take advantage of this?
Well, your quote was so great. I don't know if anything I say would top that.
It was a tough one. When I heard that, it was eye-opening. It just did it.
Yeah, I mean, just did it. And then on top of just embrace it and see where the new technology takes.
But what kind of skills do you need? I mean, are they soft skills? Is it like understanding, collaborative? Because you do co-create with AI. If you do it properly, you see it as like, hey, what do you think? Sort of idea.
Well, you will be surprised. It's more the curiosity to always want to learn. I think that's fundamentally what would drive it, right? Like to really wanting to learn something new, and then to really want to, ChatGPT, let me sign up, let me just try to have the curiosity to ask like different kind of questions, see what comes back. And then you can even ask ChatGPT follow-up questions as well to get in depth. So I think it all comes down to, curiosity. It's basically the foundation of all of this. Just have the curiosity, be open-minded to learn the soft skills.
And ask questions, exactly. So I've been asking you quite a few questions. I want to wrap it up with where we started. It was about helping other people achieve their potential. How do they elevate what they do and how they do it?
Well, I am a personal development junkie. Like I do feel like it all starts with yourself, right? So just unconditional acceptance to yourself. I think that's number one.
Love it.
My biggest thing is I have an accent. This accent is going to start with me because English is not my first language. But I am also me. I work my butt off, and it's a total package, right? So I think I would advise everybody to get a life coach to really invest in yourself, right? Because that's we do have great friends and partners to help us talk through things, but I found having a life coach really important to kind of figure out what do you want and what's the best for yourself.
I like that attitude. I didn't ask for an entirely badass answer, but I got one. And I knew it was in you because I know that determination when you want something and when you do something and against odds, I mean, it's serious.
I appreciate it. You too.
Absolutely. And I found out in prep, we have we don't just have common goals, we have common friends. Should we wave out to Annika Lin?
Annika,
Annika, there we go. We're waving to you because you're also a source of inspiration. Fiona, it has been an absolute delight speaking with you. And I love your spirit. Don't change it. And yes, the full package, keep it just the way it is.
Can I give you a hug?
Oh, can you? Absolutely. Hey, and a little high five for the 5 o'clock at 5.